Hey guys, welcome to Traditional Bow Hunting Wilderness Podcast. This is Jason Samkovic. Today we're talking about how much gear do you need, what do you need for a hunting camp? Okay, if you want to set up and go on an out-of-state deer hunt or something like that, and you want to be set up to camp there, what do you need? What kind of gear do you have to have? What do you need? Well, give you an example. What you see right here, this is two different camps. Okay, this is setups for two different camps. This is it. Look at how little bit of space that takes. It barely sticks out. I mean, if I move the two tables, it doesn't stick out past my garage door, and it takes up, 5 feet of area. And it could even be taller if I need to. But you don't need a lot of stuff for this, okay? You don't have to have a tremendous amount of gear to do a hunting trip. And it's all in the essentials and how you pack it. But basically what we have here, two tables. I carry two tables, okay? I got a table here, and I got a table there. We're going to open a table real quick, and that way I can use it to put stuff on. But so if we look at a table, and look at what's nice about having tables is that you can use them inside your tent. I use them in my wall tent. And what's nice is that way you got a place to put your gear and all that kind of stuff on too. So it makes life really easy. But you can also use them if you're working on animals or anything like that you need to do. So we got a table, okay? So this will go in. I got two tables, one here, another one here, too. Like I said, so we use tables in our in a tent setup. Outside, inside, you want to cook on it, you want to do whatever you want to. Tables are very important, and they're not expensive. They're simple. Like I said, you can do a whole animal on this thing, and then when you get it home, just hit it with some bleach and clean it off. They're very, very useful. But so what we're seeing here is, in here, this bin right here is my Kodiak canvas tent. Okay, it's a 10 by 10 Kodiak canvas tent. I have the tent in there. I have just a floor mat to put in front of there, just a simple mat, which I'll show you, but just a little $1 Walmart, kick your feet off and scrape your shoes off before you get in kind of mat that I put inside the tent. So you can actually walk into the tent with your shoes on, and then right there, as soon as you get inside the tent, take your shoes and stuff off before you leave that mat, and you shake the mat out every couple of days. So that's why there's a mat in there. Then some furniture pads to slide my cots around, because that 10 by 10 Kodiak canvas has a floor in it. So I don't want to just have the feet of that tent just pushing down onto there, especially in soft ground. So I put these little furniture sliders under the feet of the cots. That's what's in there. So I have the Kodiak canvas tent, that little mat, and those sliders are in this bin. Okay, and then I have the footprint for this. The ground cloth for that Kodiak canvas is right down here. It sits right on top. This is it right there. So it just sits right on there. But that bin is my Kodiak canvas tent setup. The one below it down here in the crate that you see down here, this one, that's my wall tent. That's my 12 by 14 Davis wall tent. In there is my tent and all the ropes, my carbon monoxide detector, and all that stuff sits right inside that bin. Keeps it mouse proof, which actually, as I'm going through the stuff, there's a chipmunk back here right now somewhere, because I leave the garage open a lot. He's in here. I heard him back here when I just started grabbing stuff to set here. So I know he's back in here somewhere. He might run out. But that's my wall tent. And keeping him in a bin like this, notice this bin is not as waterproof or sealed as this one is, but since I keep this stuff on top, no mice or anything can get into this. It's a sealed bin. This is a sealed bin. If you're going to be cooking in your wall tent especially, and you're going to get those food odors in there, make sure you spend the money and get a quality bin that is going to protect that from any rodents getting in there or moths or anything like that. So, but this is how so that's two tents. That's a 12 by 14 wall tent setup. It's a 10 by 10 Kodiak canvas tent setup right in there. So no space. Look at it. I mean, that's two camps right there. So we got those there. Now, some accessories that we like to throw into this kind of thing. These I know I'm going to need them, so I bought them and threw them over here. Some propane, okay? So propane's definitely a good thing because I like to run heat. I have 3 heaters over here. This one we use because it is a cooker. I can cook on this. I've done video reviews on it. You can see mine's beat up pretty bad. And I'll actually put links to this stuff down below for you. But this one I can cook on and boil water and make macaroni and cheese or pasta or anything I want to do. Coffee, whatever you want to do, I can do it on this hot chocolate. And then I can take this, look at that, I can turn it over and now it's a heater. So in my wall tent, the actual Davis wall tent without a floor, we bring this one with us. Oh, there's that chipmunk right there. Look at that little dude. Come on. You don't need to be over there. Where's he going? Oh, he's coming this way. Maybe he'll come by us. Watch for him. You might see him. With the Davis wall tent, I don't have a floor in it. So we have the stove if we want. I have other heat sources as well too. But if we're bringing the stove, which you can see right here. Let me move this again. This right here is my stove. That's my cylinder stove for the Davis wall tent. Inside there is my stove pipes, my spark arresters, my legs for the stove. Everything for the stove is contained inside the stove. It all fits right in there nice and neat. This bucket here is all of my my angles for the tent. There he goes. But this is all my angles for all my tent, for that tent. You can see here, all my angle pieces. And all of my tent stakes are in this. This is a 6-gallon bucket. I could not get them to fit in a 5-gallon bucket. So I have a 6-gallon bucket right here that holds all that, hey Belle, that holds everything right in there. So that is all that stays in there. While we're at it, in the corner, if you notice over here, we'll get to this stuff here in a minute. Let me drop that down. But back here, tucked in here, just stashed in this corner, are all my poles. All my, my tent poles that I need for that wall tent. They just fit right in there. I put a cable across them to hold them. They stay right there. Okay, but those are the poles for that. I even have my paddles for my for my canoes when I'm going, you know, when I'm hunting, because I want them there so I don't forget them when I grab the canoes. Now, if we take that stove, I don't want to run that stove all night long. So we use the stove, we get warm, we do what we got to do on it, and then it burns out in the middle of the night. We're fine because we're in sleeping bags. Okay, when we're in a sleeping bag. In those sleeping bags, when we wake up in the morning, I'm not starting a fire to just we're hunting. So I'm going to get up, I'm going to immediately put my clothes on, and then we are out the door to go hunting. So given that fact, I am not going to start that fire up and put a fire in that stove and wait for it. Instead, what I'm going to do is take this one, and it sits right next to my cot. So all I got to do is roll over when the alarm goes off, light this one, and it is, there it goes. And it is going to fire up and give us heat. And it's down there low on that level, and it will it'll take the chill right out of that tent, raise it a few degrees in there, 15 degrees or whatever, and get us warm quickly. It's a very powerful heater. Gets us set up real quick, and then we can get dressed and it's nice and warm. And this just runs when we're ready to leave, boom, hit it and we turn it off. So very valuable heater. This one here, I'll never not have this. Okay, I love that cooker heater combo. Heater mode, cooktop mode. Heater mode, cooktop mode. Fantastic. Amazing. So we always got to have extra propane. Now, we'll just kind of work through this stuff here. It's good to have a hatchet, something with you. Okay, this one I've had for many years. This is the third pole I've had to put on it. But it's a hammer on one side, hatchet on the other. Very, very handy. You can knock it and knock this off and replace the handle. So it's really a very convenient setup kind of thing. Doesn't even give you a hole in there. If you wanted to put a pin in there, I don't pin it. Once you wedge this on there, it stays pretty well. But they come in very handy in camp. So that's there. This is my floor for my wall tent. Okay. We do not put a floor in there. That would defeat the purpose of having a floorless wall tent. We want floorless. Well, each of us get 2 of these. Okay, these slide right underneath our cots. We pull them out at night, so they're there. We can actually take our take our shoes off and stand there. You can use them when you get out of the shower. Do whatever you want to do, but and stand on them to get dressed. Then you have everything you want. So it's just 4 pieces. 2 people in camp. Each person gets 2 pieces of this flooring. Makes life really easy. Takes up no space. Weighs next to nothing. So that's what we do there. Cots. I have 2 cots on here. These are those Coleman Trailhead cots. I've done a video review on these. They set up ultra fast. They're very comfortable, and they are dirt cheap in price. They are amazing. That's it right there. Coleman Trailhead 2 cot. Okay, watch the video review on them. If you haven't been spending much time on my channel, there's almost 500 hunting videos. Definitely get involved, take a look at them. There's probably a million questions you have will be answered for you in stuff on my channel. So we have those Trailhead 2 cots. 2 of those cots This is my poles for my Kodiak canvas tent, okay? So that's that setup right there, okay? Not very involved. Now, we have this, goes with us every time. This is a cooker for over the bonfire. If we make a fire, we put this right on there. You can see it's covered in grease and stuff like that too. We use it all the time, but I can cook steaks, I can cook anything I want to right on an open fire with this. Takes up zero space, weighs nothing, and it just fits right. We throw it right in the back of the trailer, easy peasy. And I'll put links again down below for this stuff, but that's a very handy thing to have when we're there. Well, we're on it. Over here in the last thing in this corner, right here, when we take that wall tent with the stove, splitting maul, okay? A good quality splitting maul, something that's designed, you can see it, this is designed to split wood. Okay, this is not a camp axe. This is, look at the shape of that head. It is designed to split and break logs open. A splitting maul. Very handy because we chop our own firewood, or I bring some with me even if I do, whatever the case is, we need to be able to turn it into actual logs ready for, you know, to fit into our wood stove. So we bring that too, so that stays here. Finishing out some of this stuff. I have two saws to go with me. Okay? We have a hacksaw. For what? What do you need a hacksaw for in camp? For deer. Okay, this is for taking off skull plates on deer. That's really the only reason we use it for. But where we hunt, we are not allowed to bring any brain matter into our state of Michigan from that deer. So if we want to take the skull plate off for antlers, we have a hacksaw. That's what we use it for. Take that skull plate right off. We can clean it out, quickly boil it. We are good to go. So that's why we have that hacksaw. Stays with us in the trailer. And that's why it hangs right here. A bow saw. Okay, bow saw is amazing. This thing has been fantastic. I made my own guard out of a piece of aluminum, flat aluminum. All I did was bend it. Excuse me. Just a piece of, does it still say on there? No. But probably an inch wide aluminum. Inch wide, very thin aluminum. And I just bent it in half on my vise, working it down through my vise. And this is a bow saw. Excuse me. And this is just a protector for the teeth on that bow saw so that when we carry it, we don't get hurt or cut by it because this thing is vicious. Very, very sharp, but there, and that mounts right on there. But that bow saw, this will process some wood very, very quickly. I mean, you can rip through some logs with this thing pretty fast. So very handy. We've had this forever. This is a 24-inch. I'll put links down below for this stuff for you. But very simple saw, very simple design, very affordable. They're not expensive, but super handy to have in camp. Sometimes we bring a chainsaw too. Chainsaw comes in handy also, but I'll tell you what. This thing here, even if you got a chainsaw, you don't want to break it out for kindling and stuff like that. I just cannot say enough how nice it is having an actual bow saw like that in camp. Very, very important in my opinion. So that's there. Now, we have two chairs. This is all you're going to need. You have two people hunting, you each get a chair. Set it up in camp. It goes in the Kodiak canvas tent or it goes into the wall tent, either one. Just a simple little chair from Walmart or Amazon, whatever you want. I'll put a link to a couple below for you if you want. But I mean, these are, or maybe I won't. These are everywhere. They're simple. But they two camp chairs. They come in very handy to have. Give you somewhere to sit down on and take your boots off, put your boots on. Mandatory kind of deal in my opinion. Notice the hip boots up here. These always go with us. Okay, I can't tell you how many times we kill deer and we have to travel into water to get them. Bringing a pair of hip boots and throwing them in the trailer, vital. Comes in very, very, very handy. Waders, whatever you want to do, but I highly recommend. That's why those stay there. Those go with, they're in my trailer all hunting season long for all my out-of-state trips. Excuse me. A lot of dust over here, and I'm kicking it up everywhere, and it's making me sneeze. Now, another heater. Mr. Buddy heater. Done reviews on this thing. This heater is only used in my Kodiak canvas wall tent. Okay, that's where we use this one because it doesn't do bad in the wall tent, in the big wall tent, but it's, you know, 12 by 14 and a huge ceiling and all that stuff is a little too much for this to work. But in the Kodiak canvas tent, this thing works absolutely incredible. Can't say enough good things about it, so we use it right in there. Works fantastic. So that always is with us there. We run it on a propane bottles right here, or I take a tank of propane with us. Now, this little tub right here serves multi-purposes. First of all, we have the Dynaglow heater, okay? This heater is what we take, and I've done reviews on this. I take it with a 20-pound propane tank, those I have over there. But we'll take 2 tanks with us in this heater if I don't want to bring that stove. The stove is great, and I use that on the winter trips, but on the fall trips, where we're getting a couple where we get down into the 30s at night, low to mid 30s throughout the nighttime, or even 40s, and then it warms up during the day. This is perfect. This heats that tent up super fast. We run it on low for 10 minutes, turn it off, let it cool down in there for a half hour, turn it back on for 5 or 10 minutes, that kind of thing. But we get total control with this. Turn it on, turn it off, very easy. With a wood stove in those temperatures, you're probably burning yourself out of there and it's going to be too hot. And you got to keep loading wood, and it's not worth the hassle in those kind of fall temperatures. So this works fantastic. Again, I did reviews on all this stuff, and I will have links down below for you. But this with a 20-pound propane tank, one of them will last you for a whole week of hunting. So simple, so easy, and no wood to mess with, no stove to set up, no stove to clean out, just fantastic. So highly recommend that. In here I have a fan that I can mount and can hang right on the top of this. So when it's on there, this can actually hook on here, like so, and it hangs and it clamps on, but it sits. You have to have it set up right. I'm trying to hold it and do it. But anyway, it sits right here like this, and it hangs on this that way, and it blows that heat down. So because we're sleeping on cots, we're down lower. This thing's on a propane thing, so if we want it on, this blows that heat down. It does work very good, and I can also put that on my Mr. Buddy heater. So it's just it's a fan that's designed for a wood stove. And what it does is it's powered by heat, by heat, and that's what gives electricity, and it just, like I said, forces that down. Again, I did a review on this when I did this review too, but I do like having that. So that sits in here. Simple. Okay, right here, works fantastic. We use this in the Kodiak canvas tent. This actually should be put inside that bin, but because that one has a floor. So before we leave, I use this, I sweep everything over to the front of the tent, and then I can scoop it out. I keep all that dirt and grime and everything out of my tent. This is a simple little dustpan and a broom, and it works perfect for a small tent like that. Hammer, I always carry a hammer for tent stakes, things like that, putting them in, hooking on them, pulling them out. Yes, you can use the hatchet, works good, but these come in handy for pulling them out, and in that way you can both work on a wall tent where you got 30-something stakes to do. One guy can use this on one side, the other guy can use this on the other side, and you can actually, both work at the same time. We have a simple propane single burner stove. This is a brand new one. I just replaced my old one. Take that with this, and you put a bottle of propane in here, and that sits right in there like that. And then this mounts on there, and now I have a quick cooktop similar to what this is that I can put stuff on, but now it gives me 2 of them. This takes up almost no space. I'm carrying propane already, so I throw this in here, but I can put that on here. I can flip this one and be cooking one thing on this and cook another thing on this, and I don't have to light a fire or mess with anything. So I just replaced my old one. It was so covered up and disgusting and beat up from years of being used that I just bought a new one, but that's how that works. And like I said, it basically breaks down to nothing. These have ears on them, so you can open them and have a real stable platform for that propane bottle if you want. This drops right in. I'm hoping I'm in focus on there, and I hope it wasn't out of focus. But that, just like that, and that sits right on there. So again, a simple, sweet little, right there, easy, convenient, handy little stove to have. That does fit up like that. But yeah, just one simple little unit that takes up no space. They're not expensive. I'll put links down below. Fat wood. We always carry fat wood with us for the wood stove because it is fast and easy to light a fire. This thing's like a match. Done video reviews on that, but in that wood stove, you put 3 sticks in there in a teepee, you light one of them, set it in there, and then you can start stacking all your wood. It's really simple to do. And then I carry an extra for my tree stands, just a spare noodle that I put between my sticks and my stands, and that's it. And then this is actually the holder that I use to put on my wood stove, so that if I want to put that wood stove on my shoulder and carry it that way to take the weight off, that's what this strap is. It goes right on my wood stove here, and connects right to that. So that's basically it. Now, the bucket, why do I keep it in this? Again, remember, we're hunting out of state. So if I'm gonna stay over here where I hope we're still in focus, but if I'm hunting out of state and we kill an animal, I have to boil that animal out. Okay, it has to be boiled out. So if I want to bring back for a European, or I want to mount that head or anything like that, I got to boil it out. So I can take and use this single burner one right here, set that on, open that up, put that propane on, and then put this right on top of it, and I can boil that head in this bowl. This bowl, this pot is big enough that you can see that I can fit just about any deer skull, regardless of antlers, into this to actually boil that head out. Again, in Michigan, we're required to boil it out before we bring it into the state. We cannot bring any brain matter into the state of Michigan. So with that said, we boil them out. That's what this bucket, this pot here, as you can see, you know, gets used quite a bit here, but that's what we have this for. So we just keep all this stuff, just sits nice and neat, you know, just buried right in here. As a spare parts kind of a bin, you know, just roll the stuff in, and it just sits in the trailer. So it all just kind of just sets in there, like so. There it is. So that is that setup. Not too crazy, not too much to it. Again, you can see we don't have to have a lot of stuff. That brings us to this bin right here. This is all the Camp Essentials bin, okay? This is where we have all the things that we need. We have, where's my lid for this? I will show you, but we carry kettles. Let me move some of this out of the way so we got some room. Put that dude back up here. And put this back over here. Okay, now, so we have kettles here. I got one. Let's find the other ones. I'll show you 2 kettles. These kettles are used to heat up the water. There's a lid to another one in here somewhere. Somewhere in here we got a lid. Better be. Uh-oh. Can't find my other lid. It's got to be around here somewhere though. But these kettles, we put those right on the wood stove or right on one of those burners. And 2 of these, me being a bald guy, I can take a whole entire shower on 1 kettle. Okay, John and guys with hair, they need 2 kettles. But these are, we'll heat these up on the stove and we'll use those for showers. We then use the showers, we have solar showers. Okay, 2 solar showers that go with us. Okay, very simple, effective. You can see they're already preset with rope, so we can hang them right up into camp, put them right in the wall tent with us, or if we're in the Kodiak canvas, we go outside. But simple solar showers, been using them for many, many years, and they work fantastic. And when you take them and you know, we don't use them as a solar option where we're letting the sun do it. Did that before, it takes too long, but we put hot water. We'll get one of these good and hot and pour that in there, and then if we need to, we'll add some cold water, but pour them right in the solar shower. We got perfect showers right there like that. Sweet, simple, and easy. And then in here too, we also have garbage bags. These are contractor grade garbage bags. Use them for a lot of different stuff. We can use them for tarps if we got to process an animal outside and we're going to be working on this table and it's going to be raining. We can cut one of these bags. They're huge. So you can take one of these bags, open this thing up and cut it so that it's one flat sheet. And then you just put a rock in the corner, some paracord, and we tie it off. And we'll use it to create a roof for us, so we got places underneath there to stay dry while we're working on animals. So many different uses for garbage bags. So we always make sure to have them. I think I got 4 of them here, but these are always in there. And then we have always have an extra roll of toilet paper in here, dish soap, and more dish soap because you can't have enough. And then I have the cook kit right here. This is our everything cook kit. And oh, there's the lid for the kettle. But I have our full cook kit set in here. Everything we need, pots, pans, the whole deal, everything that you got to have is in here. And lids, forks, just the whole shot of wax right here in one. And then we eat on basically just paper plates and bowls. And that's it. So you can see there's not really a tremendous amount of stuff that you got to deal with in here or mess with. We put that clasp on there. Loosen that up. I think I just heard Bella come out, or she's popping by. Nope. Yep, you leaving? Yeah. Alright, I love you.
Love you too.
There we go. But see, that's it. Holds everything nice, tight, simple. One cook kit right there. And that's everything we got in here. A scrubby to do dishes. So as you can see, your camp kit is not that involved. The only thing missing from this is our sleeping bags. Other than that, we have everything else. Now, I would also include some rope. You're going to want some rope like paracord, things like that to bring with you. But for the most part, this is 2 full camp setups that will do everything that you could ever need hunting wise. You can obviously add anything you want to, but it's got everything you need, and it takes up such little space, and you don't have a tremendous amount of money invested in this, yet you have very, very comfortable hunting camps. So hopefully this gives you some ideas, some pointers, some simple stuff. Jet sled's a great idea too. Have one right here. And we don't ever go camping without a jet sled. And the reason for that is not only can we use it to haul firewood in and out of camp, but we can also take showers in this. I've said it on many podcasts before. We'll back this right into the wall tent that has no floor in it. We'll slide this right inside that wall tent, and we'll stand right in it, stand inside of it, and take a shower right there with the solar shower hanging inside the tent next to that heater or that fire, and stay completely warm and take our showers right inside that wall tent. And this jet sled does perfect. This thing will actually then fill up with sudsy soapy water, and we'll throw our clothes in there and then do laundry right in that soapy water, and then just have to rinse them. So works fantastic. I won't ever not camp without a jet sled. So there you go. Gives you some ideas though. But as you see, very little space, very little stuff needed. You know, you don't got to get carried away or crazy. This stuff all fit in the back of a pickup truck very easy. We put it in a trailer, but not that much involved to it. So there you go. Links will be down below for a lot of this stuff, so you can find it there. And thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.